Here we have a beautiful 1988 Nissan van. Next to it we have a 95 Toyota Supra. Then we have a 1990 Skyline GTR. Got a 93 Mazda RX-7. 2008 Lexus ISF. 2005 Subaru Legacy GT. Got a twin turbo 300ZX. And a Subaru WRX with the engine out in its natural habitat. All these cars, pretty nice cars. But over here, we have a 2003 Nissan Sentra. So, you guys may be wondering what the hell this Sentra is doing over here. Well, you know, with this whole coronavirus thing going on, a lot of the auctions are closed or they're online only auctions. So I was bidding on a bunch of cars. I'm being very cautious with what I buy because the economy, I don't know what's going to happen with it, how the car prices are, so generally staying off big purchases. So you try to find steals or anything like that. On one of my online auctions, I was driving home and I just saw the Sentra and it had no bids on it at all. And I saw it was in Tampa, which is about 2.5 hours from here. And I said, I'll bid on it. I didn't even look at the car. I don't know anything about it. It was just the Sentra. I put $50 bid on it. Lo and behold, I ended up winning the auction. Now, there was an auction fee of $50, so I paid $50 for the car, $50 for the auction fee, and then I also had the car transported here because it wouldn't make sense gas-wise for me to go get it with a trailer and all that. I paid $100 for transport, so I have $200 delivered in this car, but the actual car was $50. Now, after I had bought it, I looked over the auction and it said internal engine noise, something like a knock or a tick, and then the rest was just common wear. As you guys could see, it's got a bunch of paint fade that ate the clear on the paint, so it's got surface rust over here, paint fade on the roof, paint fade here, paint fade all around, underbody spotless on the car. Inside, general, decent shape as you'd expect for these cars. Nothing crazy nice, but nothing awful. But overall, for $50, I can't complain. So the point of this video is I want to see if for $50 we could actually get a decent car. So I'm going to look into what issues this car may have, and we're going to see if we can fix it, hopefully within a day or two, to try to get a decent daily driver for somebody. All right, so we have the hood open, and just looking around this thing, you can see the oil dipstick is broken. It's got a little copper wire here to make sure it doesn't fall in. It's common for these to break. If we look close, see all this silicone here on the valve cover gasket. Looks like somebody had it apart, did a very sloppy job putting it back together. See, the thermostat housing is caked in silicone, also very sloppy. Looks like there's a gap or something over here. I don't know if that's assembled right. I'll have to double check that. Let's see if we get started. I'm sure you guys hear that noise. It almost sounds like a knock, but when I had this car delivered, I drove it around the block, make sure, engine's okay, transmission's okay. Obviously I hear that noise. But once this car idles for about 10 minutes, that noise goes away. If I also rev the car, you could see it sometimes goes up with the revving, but then other times the noise disappears. I believe based on that, I don't think it's an internal noise. I think it's some accessory with a motor. I don't know what it is obviously yet, but I don't believe that's an internal engine noise, meaning you know, a rod knock or something like that. So let's dig into the car, see what else is wrong with it. I don't know if you guys could see, but it is pissing water under the intake manifold. I have no idea where that's coming from, so I'm gonna have to pull the manifold most likely. Not to mention, the alternator charging harness is held down by zip ties. Looks like it's missing some bolts here and there. Missing some bolts. Over here it looks like. So, it's gonna be a fun little project. If we can't get it figured out within a day, I'll just shoot at it, junk it, but we'll see. So I have this intake manifold all out. At first I looked and I see all the water over there, and I thought it was maybe the head gasket lifted, but it didn't make sense because the head gasket, if it was lifted, there'd be no compression, you know, the engine wouldn't start, or if it started, it would smoke. So then I take a closer look, and this was dry. Right now it's all wet because I added water back into the system, but I believe I just brake cleaned that and it's pouring out of that grease plug. I don't know if you guys can see right there, that water is just trickling out. So I'm gonna go get a freeze plug.
The next day.
Okay, new day today. I got the replacement freeze plug. I'm gonna go ahead and install it, and I'm gonna hope that I can remember how to put this thing back together, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so I just finished bleeding the coolant in the car. Let's take a look and see if it's leaking. So I don't know if you guys can tell. It is completely dry over there. So my freeze plug fix worked. Now, that little ticking, knocking sound at idle that you hear, I don't know if you guys pick it up. So, you know, I don't want to work on this car a whole lot, especially if that's a knock. So the quick way for me to test if that's a rod bearing knock, even though I don't think it is, because when you rev the car it goes away. So you pull one coil at a time. So you deactivate each cylinder at a time. If the knock goes away at any time you pull a cylinder, that means it's a rod knock. If it doesn't go away, it's not a rod knock related. So you hear that knock still there. Still there. Still there. So the knock stayed away the whole time. I mean, it remained, which means, you know, it's most likely not bottom end. See if we rev it. There's no knock. So I'm gonna have to work on it and see where that sound's possibly coming from. The third issue that I found. So this harness, that was zip tied. Now the car has an engine coolant temperature high voltage code. So when I started the car back up, the fans were going crazy. They were going on full power. And I accidentally touched that harness and the fans went to their normal settings. So I hooked up my scanner, which shows live data. And you can see it's at 195 degrees right now for coolant temp. But if I shake this harness, you're gonna hear the fans are gonna kick on and that coolant temp is gonna be way off. Alright, so the fans just kicked on. And you can see the temperature is going crazy. The fans are on high again. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna open up that harness and do a little wiring work, see if I can fix that. But that's gonna be for the next episode. I don't know if I'm gonna film that or not, but I'll do whatever this car needs to get done, and the next video I'll give you guys an update on it, just because I think anything that's left is pretty boring. You know, I don't know the knocking sound. If it's something big or something big but not major, I'll probably film that. But hey, I paid 50 bucks for the car, you know, $50 in fees, 100 bucks in shipping, and I paid 60 cents for that freeze plug. I spent about 3 hours on this whole ordeal. So if this could be a decent daily or beater for somebody, that'd be awesome. So thank you guys for watching, and tune in next time.